Nikki, that's all right, right? I could turn that fan on? Yeah. All right. I don't know if those two pieces of equipment are... Are we live? Can I talk about...
No, not yet.
Good. I can talk about how great this air feels on my balls down here.
That's good. They can go there. They can go there. That's it. That's good. We're going there. All right. Hey, Ryan Ginty here. Hey, I'll do the lead in for it. You got me?
Yeah. What do you want to do?
All right. Hey, guys, I want to see the... Yeah, let's see the women's game on this, all right? Tell me when we're live. Yeah. All right, hey everybody, and welcome to the 2019 Saratoga Sevens event here in Wilton Park, where it is a balmy 105 degrees with this heat index. You can feel the mugginess right now. Action getting underway. I am Ryan Ginty of Next Level Rugby, and I'm joined by the one, the only, John Broker. John, how you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm okay right now. You know, it's hot under this tent, right? We're at 105, like you said, so it's going to be interesting to see how the weather plays in on these teams. But we do have fantastic Premier Division action coming your way, both men and women. And you're looking at Beantown in front of you and the Roots playing at the moment. But this is going to be a great afternoon of rugby, man. Happy to be here with you.
It's a great afternoon, and we see right away we got Beantown is taking it to the house versus Roots Rugby right now. We're doing a little bit of a special rugby broadcast for you. We got two fields going on right now. So what you're looking at field 2. This is going to be the women's Saratoga Sevens Invitational. We see that graphic up there. We're going to pull that and get a scoreboard up for you. But Beantown right now taking the lead. They pushed the schedule ahead. They're supposed to start at 11, but because of the heat, we're trying to get everybody out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah, they've actually canceled horse racing in Saratoga today, but these players are so tough. They're gonna keep going and push through the day for these NRU championships.
All right, so if we just go to the other screen, we'll see it pretty good. We got up there. It's hot right now. We're enjoying it. Sorry, it's all good, but we're back up into some action right now. We got Beantown halftime at a game that was supposed to start at 11, but it's a couple minutes after 11. But
we're going to halftime here. This Roots team, you know, you got to think about it, right? Beantown, one of the most established women's teams in the country. Great history, just unleashed so many Eagles on the USA. Just a fantastic program. Roots, a relatively new idea. Derek Lipscomb, a couple of other guys got together and first started the Roots in what was it, New York Sevens last year, and
came out and won it. And they did a heck of a job. But now we see we got action going on. We got Mystic River. They are playing. I believe these are the Hawaiians. This is a motley side that got put together, coming just for this tournament, filling in.
New York Athletic Club.
Yeah, and so this is the Mystic second side. We see George Kokalis right there, University of Hartford player. Also, you see Thomas Dekakera stepping in there. Looks like a hooker, UMass product, and one heck of a guy to go out with as well, too.
I wouldn't know about that, but I'm sure they're pretty good. So Mystic as well. They got two teams in this tournament. They're looking good headed towards nationals. They got a lot of international flavor down there. You saw Mikkel Facey plays for their first side. Saw him down playing for Jamaica at the Rand Sevens a couple weeks ago. And
so how's this temperature compared to when you were down in?
You know, it's different. The humidity down there is just different, right? It's like when the sun comes out down there, it's like a furnace. You know? Like we're not quite there, but it is hotter here temperature-wise. So it just the humidity, the thick air, kind of got to you. But a lot of those teams were pretty well used to it, so it was manageable. So yeah, so we're working right now on the score. Like I said, you know, these games kind of kicked off a little bit before us, so bear with us. That's why we don't have that scoreboard up yet. But we will, moving forward out of here. We got lucky. This kind of came together last minute. Sent a message out to a couple of guys at Nerfu and Ken Pape at Empire, and they said, hey, we'll give you some money. And we see a quick breakaway right now, splitting up the defense of right up the middle of the Mystic River second side defense. That's going to be the 5. We don't have
rosters
Yeah,
yet
women's
either.
roster for some women's rosters just came in.
Yeah, so we got women's rosters. That's good. All right. Replay right there. Space in the middle. You see breakdown. Guys getting back defensively, just disorganized and not able to make it, and just straight up the middle. That's the one spot you don't want to get beat in sevens, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was just clear right through the middle. If you're pushing somebody, you want to push them to the outside. You kind of work your defense, so you're pushing them out in that direction. So, yeah, that was just a little bit of a lapse there, a miscommunication, or just lack of desire to tackle in this heat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not forgivable for a coach, but forgivable for most humans.
Yeah. So all right, and we're back. As you can tell, we are super sweaty. Got some stuff going on. Yeah, you got a fan.
You can turn that on.
We don't have an outlet for that one.
Oh,
we run
right,
out of outlets. So it's either we plug in the streaming device or I just sweat. But,
so we're calling these the Hawaiians? This is this team?
We'll call them the Hawaiians.
All right.
Once we get the schedule, we'll figure out exactly what's going on with that. We just hold on 1 second. I'm going to hop off mic real quick, and then we're going to let John Broker take you over from here.
You see Mystic River here, turning over that ball to the Hawaiians again. The Hawaiians moving a good ball, doing a good job keeping things alive against what would be a much more practiced. Again, Mystic's defense coming up strong. No sweeper in behind though. Spotted there. Can't quite hang on to it. And here comes Mystic again on the run, but a knock on. A little bit scrappy, this Mystic team right now. Referee takes a look at it. I think we are at halftime. Welcome back, Ryan.
All right, we're at halftime. Mystic River right now on top. But now, John, you have been here as a coach before with this team competing in this division. The Northeast RU7s coming in. What do you do in these tournaments? Right, like this is the fourth tournament. Realistically, the only ones that have something to play for right now are Mystic River and Old Blue. They both qualified for nationals.
It's just seedings.
But the championship is up for stakes right now.
Yeah, you never come into one of these tournaments not wanting to win and not wanting to put out your best. I mean, they are. It is pretty set who's going to qualify, who's going to Kansas City for nationals. But you definitely want to come in here and show what you got. And you think about it's only 4 tournaments, right? And maybe a warm-up tournament. So you're still kind of refining your systems. You still haven't quite got the chemistry you want 100%. You still haven't got the combinations down. So there's a lot of things to work on. But if you're Mystic and you're Old Blue, you also have the opportunity to try some new combinations and to give some people a little bit of a look. Maybe you have somebody who's been a reserve, for most of the season, giving you the 2 to 3 minutes a game. Now you want to give them, 8 to 10 minutes and see how they fare under the pressure and how the team's coming together. So there's a number of things you want to do when you come into a tournament like this. Great tournament, well done by Saratoga up here. When coaching up here was always a pleasure. Yeah,
it was a good time, and you see that right now we got a nice wide angle view of the field. If we look out to our right, we cut to that camera 4. It's going to look really good. The scenery here at Saratoga is just phenomenal. It's a little bit blown out there, but hey, we're getting this going as we go right now. It was hot. We got a lot setting up.
Yeah.
But action underway here. Saratoga Sevens.
Next level rugby.
Next level rugby. So,
yeah.
But we go and we take a quick break. Looking at the Free Jacks, we'll take a look at one of the Free Jacks ads that we ran this spring when we did their exhibition season. Go ahead and run that real quick. All right, here we go. Now we got going back together. We got the ball now moving out wide. The Hawaiians now a step back inside for Thomas Thekakera. But that slide back, crack back defense working for Mystic River.
Yeah, Mystic, I'm sure they got a bit of a talking to at halftime there to really, sort out their defense and not let things like that happen. But a little mistake there. And these Hawaiians look pretty good.
They're definitely pushing the pace, but a little bit of a mistake right there. And now that is Davidovich right there. That is Cam's older brother. I don't know his first name, but a good work by the big man.
Yeah, I thought the big fellow was going to go to distance for a second there. He's certainly keeping it alive. Drew the penalty. Nicely done.
So not releasing now, going quick. They're going to step the man to the outside to the right. And now stepping off of it and dancing. And 6 doesn't want anything to do with that. That almost looked a little bit too easy. Just one step right, one step left, and then pay dirt.
No problem there. Touching that down. And that'll be a good moment for this Mystic River team, this Mystic River second side, as they're pushing their way against us. Are they taking the lead right there? We haven't been able to get a score in this game.
Yeah.
Because we kind of came in the middle of it. We do apologize for that.
Well, we can get this, now that we've got no action going on into that other field, we can get that second camera up facing the other way. So we get 2 cameras rolling on this field now with the kick.
Oh, beauty.
Right off the crossbar. That's
good. Folks, you're getting some Ryan Ginty production here, as well as commentary on the game. You get an extra added bonus this week.
So we got it now. Now this right here is going to be Blaze Shield taking the restart. But it looks like George Kokalis just saying, hey, buddy, let's think better about this. Give me that ball. George Kokalis, been to the national championship twice with the University of Hartford, finished 4th one year, then 5th the following year. Led a team, was fortunate enough to coach him, and it's great to see him back out there playing for Mystic River. Playing for the Prem side for a while, but kick not going 10.
Yeah, kick not going 10 there. So these the Hawaiians are going to have another shot here. Bringing the ball to midfield. For a team just put together for this tournament, just to cover for somebody to drop out, they look pretty good, actually. Fairly well spread here.
Nice wide shot. Now they're going out. Looking to stretch the edges.
Nice little show.
Kokalis now playing. Ball kind of all over the place. So now ball out wide. Cuts back to the inside.
High tackle.
Now, one thing that I have noticed this summer, I've been fortunate got to go out and play again. The high tackle is called so much now in sevens. Like they're not even playing around at all.
It's a directive they're getting from World Rugby. They are, just absolutely told there's 0 tolerance on dangerous tackles. As soon as somebody goes high, you have to tackle it. So it's a little bit of bonus contention among some of the coaches. Like when a player comes down into a tackle or something like that, or they kind of lower themselves into it and get called for the head high. But if the players, they got to bring that tackle height down. And that's been a clear directive from every single referee.
Looks like we got a little bit of sloppy play going on there. But you got to feel that this humidity is definitely coming in now, and it's playing a big factor. Some sweaty hands, not able to handle the ball as well and clean as you would expect normally. Now scrum down to Mystic, pressured about 10 meters outside of their try. Maybe like 17.
They need to do a little bit of work here. They got the distance to go.
Good job, guys. Kokalis on the outside, takes the ball, takes a hard run up, sets the ruck. Blaze Shields in to play the ball. He's an end-scroll all-star player. Met him down in Houston last year. He was playing for that northeast side, coached by Josh Smith. And now that might work out for him.
Yeah, he's got a clear run to the line. I don't see that cover tackle taking him down. I was just going to say, I was looking at Mystic and thinking they just need to take a little more time, put a couple of phases together. They're looking for that knockout punch every time they put it out there for somebody to burn somebody outside on this second team. And maybe they know they're playing a team that's, a little bit motley, but certainly had the gas to get around the outside there, so that wasn't a problem. I mean, seven's the kind of game is like listen to your coach until it's time not to.
Yeah.
And just put the gas down.
All right, so we'll catch a replay here after the kick as they're going back. You see now Blaze Shields is stepping up to take the kick. He said, George, I'm going to take this one. Last time George waved him off, didn't work for him. Well, you see, the one thing about this tournament, nice conversion is successful, so Mystic River is ahead right now, is that these are probably some of the best goalposts you're ever going to play against. Like that you're going to see.
Good set of posts I got up here. It's a nice facility.
All right, so you see a little bit of play to the outside. Mystic River defending well.
Yeah, you'll see this. He just takes it and turns the corner.
Yeah, just throwing back over his shoulder. Good play, and then definitely the cover defense in this weather not going to catch him.
Yeah, we had to let off the gas there a little bit. Got to be getting late in the second half. Starting with a interesting.
Not sure what that was
penalty
about.
there. Probably some kind of penalty at the in the tackle or something like that at the try there.
Offsides, and now you're going to see that right away. Quick tap and go find the space on the outside.
Oh, nice.
Is he going to get there? Oh, nice pop-up off the deck. And then he's going to go in and he's going to score. What is going on? Why is only one camera working right now?
Little shot of the conversion here. They're putting up. Mystic looking good. Here we go.
There we go. Good shot of it coming in there and a good offload off the deck.
Yeah, nicely done. Get another look at it here. Cover tackler. Good tackle, actually, but certainly leaves him open. Gets a hands free. Puts it away, no problem.
That's pushes a little bit of a push at the end there.
You know, that can be forgiven.
It looks like they're giving another penalty on the push, probably.
Yeah, these are the Hawaiian teams not doing themselves any favors here. Mystic switches back around. Switches back around again. Got to do something here, fellas.
Mystic now pulling it out to the edge, looking to go wide out the other direction. Now straight up the middle, that's Kogalis. Kogalis is going to take it, and he's not going to get caught. He's going to finish that one, splitting it straight up the middle. And he's going to take it out to the corner, outrun the defensive cover, and just keep going. I mean, George, your kicker's not going to like you on that one.
Yeah, I know. You're supposed to turn towards the post there.
Yeah.
But you saw just the same mistake before, just a little that Mystic made. Same for this Hawaiian team, just a little split in the defense, a little miscommunication. That gap opened up, and Kokalis was right through it. No problem.
All right, so now the conversion not made any easier by George Kogalis, who was in the try zone and ran all the way to the sideline. So the conversion attempt.
Oh, that's good. Nice kick. Conversion good. In the lead right now. So we will take another look at it here. We're coming back to that little offload here. That wasn't that last try by Kokalis. That's the one before that. And it looks like game over here on the fields. We're looking at just a couple of highlights. There it is. Kokalis just spots that gap right through, and he's away. A couple of quick fellas on this Hawaiian team. I'm surprised he didn't get caught. He's a good player. Not known for his outright speed. I mean, he's a quick guy. But that was unlucky for him. Unlucky for the Hawaiians. We're going to have a win here from Mystic at this Saratoga Sevens Invitational here in Saratoga Springs, Gavin Park. This next level rugby production will be right back.
Working at the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo, and this area called Ginza, so which is center of Tokyo.
We're back here. It looks like we're going to have Fairfield versus Old Blue 1. We got some fierce competitors out here on both of these teams. Be a lot of guys that play together a little bit, so it should be a very good game. Fairfield fairly new to the NRU Sevens this year, but a lot of rugby in that area, a lot of good players. So I'm sure they will do well in the long term. Probably a little bit of a learning year for them as they get a nice high one in the air there. Old Blue comes down with it, quickly move the ball across there. Nice little gap opens up. St. Clair is away. A couple of people coming back on him. Shaquille Edie back there, and ball turned over off a little attempted offload. Nick Tricarico, the referee, spots it quickly. We're going to have a scrum here for Fairfield. For Old Blue, just around the 22-meter line. Good attacking position for these guys. Scrum down coming.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are up and running.
We're back here as Old Blue moves the ball in the middle of the field. Old Blue now coming back across the field, looking for the direct route there. Right through the middle they go. A couple of grasping tackles there, not working for Fairfield. And into the try zone for our first score of the game is Old Blue 1. Right under the post, no problem. Just a nice little bit of work there off the set piece. Put a nice move together. Stayed nice and organized, able to push it out to the side.
I got to tell you, the replay, we look right here. 14 takes the ball. I don't recognize him, one of the only Old Blue guys. A good stiff arm. Contact, trying to come in high. Fairfield, number 4, trying to go up, and that's just not going to get it done.
Yeah,
full head of steam going, and great job running there. So now this Fairfield team, new to the circuit, but a lot of old Bulldogs and some of the guys that you've coached that are on this team, John.
Yeah, I tried not to say that before, right? I just said there's certainly some new to the program, so I think Fairfield will do pretty well. I mean, there's a lot of youth high school rugby down in the Fairfield area. If guys want to kind of come together and play at this level, I think they'll do quite well. In the long term, like I said, this is a little bit of a learning season. But yeah, you have Samu Smith, Shaq Edie, Nick Griswold, some of these guys out here. Some certainly talented players here. Old Blue going to kick off. We're at 7-0.
Now I got to see Koto Fujimura right now. He's going to go ahead and take that restart. Old Blue sitting in that top spot right now, the NRU series and the 4th stop. Now you see, good take there. That's
Samu Smith.
Yeah, 2 Rooney guys. Those guys linked up for Rooney for a little bit this season. Both of them got game time. Gavin Moore Morrison out there. And now Simu with the step. And I believe Darren Fernandez is out here, I think, for this Fairfield team, if I look right. Griswold now looks to get it out. Shaq on the outside. Shaq now looking to put on the burners, steps on the brakes, pulls it back. Shaq, one of those players that John has coached, had a lot of work with him.
The first time he ever played rugby, I coached him, to be quite honest. And he's come a long way. Just a tremendous athlete and a great human being as well. But really, passionate team guy, really wants everybody to do well. Nice guy to a fault sometimes. But his rugby certainly keeps coming a long way. He's doing well. Good to see him playing with this Fairfield team.
Is that Eric Naposki out there that we just saw?
I believe so.
That looks like Eric Naposki. He's been in the national team setup, the U20s, U18s as well, too, playing at Atlantis. A key player. Good to see him out there with this Fairfield team. Haven't seen him out there, but a good step in the outside. Looks to set a man free on the outside.
Yeah, he's originally from Fairfield, so I think he's playing at UCLA, right?
Yeah, out at UCLA, playing with the Berry brothers out there. Having a lot of good success. Those guys in their 7s program and 15s out at UCLA, dominating in the collegiate scene.
Yeah, we'll take another look at what happened here. I think somebody just stepped in a touch a little bit, and the ball just rolls in a touch.
Good little play there. But Michael St. Clair, he was a Rooney stalwart this year, playing 15s for that team. Michael St. Clair.
I was surprised to see him out here. I mean, he played a lot of rugby this year. So bringing him out to some of these things is, a lot of wear on your body. That Rooney season is the Major League Rugby season is pretty tough.
It is. And I tell you, this Fairfield side actually at Newport, I caught them. They actually beat Old Blue out at Newport. It's either they beat them or they tied them. I can't remember. Yeah. Somebody's going to correct me on that. I'm just going to say both. That way it was one or the other. But good job getting it up and playing these guys. Like you said, this is a long season, right? Super long season. Ball going up. Gav, AIC product.
He's another Rooney roster guy. Had the ability to play both in the backs and the forwards for them, so did a lot of tended to be on the reserve bench for this versatility.
So you see Grizz up there. Griswold sitting there playing the tight head proposition wearing the number 2. He's at Quinnipiac University, a.k.a. New Blue, because they're not officially Quinnipiac, but they are Quinnipiac. New Blue boys.
Quinnipiac here. So, yeah, talented player. Did well in the Bulldog program. I did not get a chance to coach him in that. Steve Lewis did a good job with him as ball's coming across to Shaquille Edie. Edie's got the spot. Edie.
Oh, nice job splitting the defenders on that.
Yeah, it's his vision and acceleration when he sees that hole. He can just turn it on really quickly, and Shaq is well known for that. Great try by the man.
He's got that Gumby-like flexibility out there on the pitch to where you think you got him. He shifts his whole complete body the other direction, and it's just unreal. So Darren Fernandez, I think, right there, getting ready to take the kick the conversion, not the restart.
Taking a look at Edie here. So he just spots the hole, boom.
And just
See
go
you
on.
later. And he does have that ability to have his ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders all going in different directions. It's a pretty impressive running style when he gets going.
So it looks like the conversion was good. So that's going to bring us a tie score right here, 7-7. Fairfield and Old Blue going toe-to-toe. Fairfield first season stepping up to this NRU series, coming out of the Empire Rugby Union. Old Blue kind of Empire Rugby Union. They play their D2, D3 ball in Empire, but play all their 15s for the most part. A lot of these guys play in the ARP when they're not playing professional rugby, which will be interesting. The ARP this year, I'm really looking forward to that.
We'll see what happens in the fall. Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah.
And a little movement from Old Blue here. St. Clair was a danger man, and he is a danger man again.
Hey, if you guys just hit take, not auto, on those transitions. So now we're going back into it. Now Koto Fujimara coming all the way in. He's going to score that. Good job, Koto, coming out on the outside. And that's a way to hit back right away as it's getting close to the end of the half right now here. Saratoga Sevens, 2019. We see Michael St. Clair just pushing a defender off. He's good at that. Got Shaq isolated and puts Koto away, and Koto just cuts right back across Shaq. And, you know, in that situation, Shaq's got to have support from his guy calling the outside so he can play true to the inside in there. Kind of got probably, I didn't hear what was going on, but I don't imagine that was communicated well.
Yeah, no, communication was missed there, and you leave. I mean, best situation, your man back there doesn't have to make any tackles. So you want him to just cover the ground and keep things safe and be there in desperation. But the sweeper certainly got caught up that time.
All right, so now Koto getting ready to start it again. We got John sitting over here watching the South Africa-Australia game as well, too. I'm trying not to pay attention to that. I want to watch that later.
I'm not really paying attention to it. I'm just kind of, having it on to the side here. It's certainly a rugby day in the world. So ball knocked back there, Old Blue.
Yeah, so, John, what do you take of this, of this day right now and these two teams playing, coming into halftime? What is going to be the difference? What's going to be the difference, for whoever's going to win it in the next half here?
I mean, I think it's going to come down to the reserves a little bit. Obviously, as we've been talking about, it is amazingly hot out here.
Yeah.
It is, 110 range. So you need someone to come in and just that can make a big difference. So that big difference is just going to be something like what Shaq Edie did. Just spot a little space, get through, and be the winner. I mean, in this kind of heat and this kind of day, somebody in the second half just has to stand up and say, "That's it. I'll take care of it. We're going to win this game." So, but I think that the reserve, whoever can bring in a couple of fresher players and make things work, will be doing themselves a lot of favors.
All right, so we're taking a look right now of the Fairfield team at halftime. Those guys putting in all the hard yards and all the hard work.
Halftime action here at the Saratoga 2019 Sevens. Do get a look at that Fairfield team. You see Samu Smith back there. Be a great danger man to get the ball too early in this half for Fairfield if they want to pull this one out. Halftime messages done here. Going to switch sides of the field. As you see, Old Blue and Light Blue running from left to right on your screen. Right to left, and white is going to be the Fairfield Rugby Club. Mora to kick off. Derek Lipscomb there giving him a little bit of instruction. Referee Tricarico gets us underway for our second half here. We're all tied up with 7 minutes to go in this exciting pool play here. Gavin Demore Morrison does a great job batting it back, but Shaquille Edie comes up with it, and Edie's away. Edie, can they catch him? Hurdles one, regains his feet. He's got to work his way to the outside. He can't quite make it. right in front of us, saw his hair slide in a touch. And we'll take a look here. The ball goes back. Great work by Edie to spot the space there. Comes around, has one player to beat, just tries to turn it inside, ends up hurdling. If he could just have kept his feet there, just that little slowdown he had, held him up. Old Blue able to cover, but not a lot of favors here. I mean, they have a line out in their own try zone, essentially, and Gavin DeMore Morrison takes it forward. DeMore Morrison, very smart player, AIC grad. Ball goes out to St. Clair under his post. He's got a couple of players on him. He's going to have to get something done as they move it out into their own try zone, and a knock on. Referee Chikara spots that one. We're going to come back out. It'll be a line out, scrum, here for Fairfield. Great attacking position. This is the one you really, really have to take your opportunities at. This is the moment. In a sevens game, there are really only, there are 6 or 7 times in a game that are critical. And you have to realize when those moments are. And this is certainly one of them for this Fairfield team. See them lining up here. They've got some width. They've got Edie on the wing. Haven't made any changes yet, but a tight head you do not see very often in this game. It's going to be Old Blue again at their own 5-meter line. Recycling the ball. Lipscomb puts it out on the midfield. Moore that time knocks it on again. Another bite at the apple for this Yankees team here for Fairfield. This is another opportunity for them to put this one down. Another key moment in the game here, as I was just talking about. Sub coming in for Old Blue. Fairfield scrum. They lost the last one, but they've come down with this one as the ball gets moved back, moving it into the middle of the field. Looking for the space there. It does not appear. Little kick forward. Sue comes down with it, and it's going to be Old Blue touching it down in their own try zone. Fairfield would have probably done themselves some favors there just to go into a couple of phases, even that close to the line. They really didn't open up that Old Blue defense in any way before they did it. So it's going to be, she had 22 here. Fujimura hoists one downfield, as you saw right there. Replay of that little mess in the goal. Edie has to go back on this one. He's got company, and he spills the ball. He took a shot. Going to be a scrum here for Old Blue. He had a couple of knock-ons there. Edie's going to require a little bit of attention here, so we'll just wait and see what happens. He might have just caught an errant boot to the head. I'm sure it wasn't particularly malicious. He's up, seems to be all right, and fortunes change quickly in sevens. We had 2 scrums attacking for Fairfield down on the 5-meter line of Old Blue. Here we are just outside the 5-meter line of Fairfield, and it's going to be Old Blue's ball with their opportunity to take this one home. Another pretty critical moment in this game. Old Blue nice and steady. Move the ball across field. Gmora, the very smart player there, moves in the midfield. Mike St. Clair turns around a couple, and he's just tough to bring down from that distance, and Old Blue pulls it ahead. Well, I guess we're at 19-7. I thought we were tied. Kick to come here, straight in front of the post. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. We take another look here. You just get the ball right in the midfield for St. Clair, and if he needs to get it done, he can get it done. Gets around that midfielder, and just wrong steps Edie. Comes down with that, and the kick is good. Old Blue will be kicking this one off. See St. Clair, the try scorer, just working his way back. Fujimura to kick. You can see the Mystic River boys in the background just watching this team. They know each other well. They've been somewhat the pride of the Northeast for many, many years now in this Sevens NRU series, Northeast Rugby Union. both already booked their way to Kansas City, as here we have a nice little break attempt from Fairfield, but it's not going to quite happen. Ball hauled in a touch unless the referee comes back with a penalty, which he does. Fairfield ball. They got to get something done here with time winding down in this second half as they move the ball wide quickly. And into the try zone they go. It's 5 points down for Fairfield. Great opportunity, great way to answer there. They know they have a lot of work to do. As their kicker calling for the ball, they want to get this done as rapidly as they can. Take another quick look at it here. Ran out of space. Good defense by Old Blue. Penalty, however. They just move the ball across field, and an open player keeping his width. Able to slide through a couple, including Mike St. Clair, and that kick looked good. A little closer here for these teams. Good change coming in here for Fairfield. Fairfield gets us underway again here. We are in the latter stages of this pool match here. Samu Smith doing some of the hard work, trying to poach that ball. Can't quite come up with it. St. Clair always available. Hand went up over the shoulder there. Referee spots it. Again, that's that zero tolerance. Off they go. Intelligent defense there from Fairfield. Just one committed. Got a number of players on that side, however. They might have an opportunity out here to the right. We'll see where they go. Through the middle they are. Nice little lob over the top there. And Old Blue is going to canter in for another try in this second half. Old Blue just starting to pull away here. Just finding the right time, finding the right moments. Fairfield will be absolutely ruining those two missed opportunities on the scrums down there. And off they go. Just another look there. Nice little lob over pass from Fujimura. It was just sitting there for him. A little bit more of an angled kick this time. And in front of the post it goes. We are at 26-14. Old Blue leads Fairfield late in the second half. 28-14, pardon me. And it looks like that's the end of our game there, as Old Blue is going to take this pool match at 28-14. You see the teams kind of getting together here and making sure they shake hands after the game as usual. Old Blue undefeated so far in the day. A tough one there for Fairfield, but look good for a club building. Just have to find the right, take those key moments when they're there for you. Pool stages are winding down. We're going to be bringing you sevens rugby all day. Some future Olympians on the field here. Some very, very talented players. We will see how these boys do as we progress. Old Blue 1 looking very strong here. And we're going to step away for just a minute and be back with Ryan Ginty with a great interview.
Beanty here with Next Level Rugby, and we are at Saratoga Spring Sevens right now. The Invitational, the NRU Sevens qualifier right now. It's coming down. We just had a great match with Fairfield taking on Old Blue. We're waiting for Derek Lipscomb to come over here, but he's debriefing the troops. But what we got right now, we got New York Rugby Club about to go off on this other field, taking on Roots Rugby. Roots Rugby, a team that's new this year. Females competing in the NRU Sevens division, having a little bit of not as much success as they would like, but I mean they got a lot of talent and competition to compete with the likes of New York. You also have Beantown and Boston coming in. A lot of those players playing, and we see my man Derek Lipscomb coming up over here, getting ready to go. This is the Warrior, the captain, coming in from Old Blue. We got the man. What's up, Derek? What's going on, brother?
Again, yeah.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. Can't complain, you know. It's just a good win out there. Good 7 stone. That was our first game of the day. So, you know, working out the kinks now.
All right, so first game of the day means that everybody got to see that. You guys got to come out, work out the kinks, playing this Fairfield side that came together new to the circuit this year, but these boys can ball.
Yeah, I mean, like, they immediately burst on the scene, and, you know, those are guys that you got to be afraid of all the time. But, you know, that's a game that you got to be keyed in on because they'll make you hurt. So we did it there. Just hoping that these next couple games we can tighten it up around the teams.
Now, you guys have already secured your trip to nationals, right? But what's at stake right now is you're 3 points ahead of this Mystic Riverside that's playing some good rugby, won last weekend. What are you guys going to have to do in this tournament in order to come home with the Cup championship and, most importantly, retain your titles as NRU Sevens champions?
I think just aggression. I think last week, even previous weeks, we've just been playing pretty placidly, and you know, Mystic punched us in the mouth pretty good, and so now we just got to respond. And I put it on the team last week, and then this week at practice that, you know, everything's got to be done with aggression. So, you know, we got to see it on the field at this point.
All right. Well, hey, that's Derek Lipscomb right now. Hey, Derek, you got to be getting excited because we got Roots Rugby, something you're heavily involved with, taking off right now versus New York Rugby Club. We're underway. We're going to throw it back to John Broker in the booth, everybody. We'll catch you in a little bit.
We are back with live action here where Roots have kicked off to New York. New York, a very solid team here. There they are. New York down in their own zone, taking this on. They have the Mexican international now, Jen Solomon, at the back of that ruck. Ball taken away there by Roots. 5 meters out. It's an awful lot to stop there. Ball ripped away, but we're going to come back for a penalty against them. And taking their time here. Nikki Richardson going to slow it down. Looks like we're going to need a substitute here for Roots. You see New York back on their line. Now this is quite similar to what we just saw. Roots new to the NRU circuit, and New York a very, very experienced team. Tiff Fahey working with this team. This Roots team is Tiff is working with. As we just have a player coming off for Roots. It'll take us just a second to get back in action here. Great penalty. Former Stanford player there. Richardson looks one way, goes the other, takes a wraparound ball, puts a pass out, doesn't quite go to hand. And pressure defense coming on from New York here. Roots able to withstand this one. Roots now playing the power game, taking it right to New York on the side here. No desire to go wide on them with good reason. And off they go, right at 2 meters. Little show and go. Roots player held down, however. Roots again, just kind of picking and going here on this set of sevens, but a knock turnover there by New York. We'll see where this scrum comes back to. See whose ball it's going to be. Good energy there from this Roots team to get it started. So we're going to look here just at the pure power that this team is working with. That forced knock on there by New York. It's going to be a New York scrum here. Going to have to go the distance. You see their back standing on the line there. First receiver going to be very key just to get a couple of steps out here as they go off to the right-hand side around the scrum. Is there space out here? Space closes down. Good work to keep that ball in. Did it go forward? Referee says no. Turnover, however, by Roots. Roots, Richardson decides to keep it. Got 5 Roots players in a very tight space here. I don't think they're going to be looking to go wide particularly yet. Well, they have moved that ball out to the wing, and pressure defense comes on. Solomon comes up with it, takes a fairly high shot there. We're going to come back for a penalty and maybe more. We'll see. Just a penalty according to the referee, and off they go. New York on the run one more time. Ball slips out of Solomon's hands, goes back. A little messy rugby there from New York at the moment. Heat, humidity, dew on the ball. You never know what's going to happen. Some power coming from the Roots. They're certainly making a good show of themselves here. And here's that pass, just slips in behind. The players just all over the place coming for it. So that was a tough one for them. We're going to have a scrum for Roots. Just about 25 meters out from the line here. A little bit of work, however, to do. We've seen this New York pressure defense. Tremendous job of keeping that ball contained inside, pushing up on the outside as that ball rips out the back. And off we go. We're at a foot race here. Does she have the corner? Runs out of ground eventually into touch, and we're going to have a New York line out. New York attempts to go quick. We're going to come back for this line out just inside the 22. Line out coming here. We'll see where they choose to go. Both teams are pretty evenly matched up here. Again, New York well on their own line. Taken away by Roots. Moving into Richardson. Shows, moves the ball. Nice little line of run there. They may be in for the first try of the game, and they are. Roots touches it down. 5-0 over New York they go. 3.5 minutes into this first half. We're halfway done, and you can see the obvious celebration there, and well-deserved. Just watch this little line of run here by number 11. Richardson steps, opens up the gap for her. She just sees it, and excellent line there. No problem. She probably could have just kept going the way she was going. Would have scored a little further out, but made a tougher kick. But anyway, try awarded, and Roots through Richardson. And that kick is good. We are at 7-0. Roots over New York. You see the playmaker right there, responsible for those last couple of things that happened. Great job by them. As it will be their kick. They're going to be Richardson to kick off. Back with the ball now. Killing a little time here. 2 minutes of regulation time in this first half to go. Long kick pushing New York back towards their 22. Directly into contact they go. Solomon has the ball now, pops it up into the middle of the field. They're going to move this one across and see what they can get done. Wide pass out there. Doesn't particularly work as the defense just covers across. Ball taken away by Roots there again. Richardson involved in everything for this Roots team. Ball across, nearly intercepted there. Great defense, great vision from New York. Just couldn't quite get the ball to hand. And Roots on the attack again. The advantage is gone. Good pressure again from New York here. Roots really not able to do anything. They got to back it up. They got to bring their players back further. Sevens is so different than 15s that you want your players to have room to run and become a target to open up for some other people. And New York just takes advantage of that, heads across the 50-meter line, and off they go. This should be an equalizing try for New York. They'll need the two-pointer afterwards, but New York, 5 points to the good on the board. Minute to go in this first half. Taking a look into here, just ripping that ball away. Seeing the right time there, just to take a little pop pass over. And from there, just hit the gas, not a problem. Goal kicker here. Slots that one. We are all tied up with about 30 seconds to go in this first half of NRU women's action here between New York and the Roots. Back in the booth, we have the man on a rugby mission, Ryan Ginty. Ryan, I think people will be surprised at this score on paper.
Yeah, right now, you're looking at it. Jen Solomon, you just saw her. She was playing for Mexico down when you were down in Barbados or Bermuda. Where were you?
So I was in that Grand Cayman.
Grand Cayman. It's all the same to me. It's all beautiful. It's gorgeous.
It was nice.
It's nice. But playing for Mexico, then you see the Root team, coached by Tiana Granby. The Granby family, huge in the Northeast rugby season or rugby scene up here. But Rich Chadwick, the coach for this team right now. But you look at some of the players for New York Rugby Club. Andrea Villanova right there. We got to say what's up to her. She's a big supporter. You got Shamira Robles in there as well, too. She is a burner. Been set up in the Eagles program, getting some good stuff in there. And then
haven't been in this game yet, but I'm sure we'll see her.
Yeah.
And then the Roots team.
And then the Roots team, like if you look at some of these teams, like Tiffany Faye, I don't see her out here today. Nikki
She's
Richardson.
Here. Yeah, Nikki Richardson's just been involved in everything right now in this first half.
And New Haven
Tremendous player. Was a New Haven player, yeah. Absolutely. She's moved down to New York.
Yeah.
So yeah, and she's playing with this Roots team. But you know, like this is a lot like we were just talking about in the last game. You know, the more Mystic was the more established team. Fairfield, or Old Blues, more established team. Fairfield, kind of the upstart. Same thing here. I think people will be surprised. You know, Roots doing a great job. See Tiff Faye right there, wearing number 14. You know, they're really pushing this New York team and really making it hard for them. So it's a pretty impressive first half for them.
Yeah, and you got Gio Cruz on that team as well, too. So the interesting thing about this Root team, a number of these ladies are actually New York Rugby Club players that are coming in and playing for this Roots team. So kind of a little bit of division, but good because you're rounding out another team, added another good women's team to this competition. And, you know,
yeah, it's great. I mean, the women's game is really growing, and that was one of the things you saw in. You know, I had the good fortune to see Jen Solomon. We were talking about her play for Mexico and call some of those games down at Rugby Americas North, the qualifier for the 2020 Olympics, right? So Canada men qualify for the Olympics. The Mexican women with Jen and Jamaica, coached by Steve Lewis, who's not unfamiliar in these parts, are both going to go to Olympic repechage. So both to get another shot at going to the Olympics next year. So she's doing really well with her program there. So, you know, what they talk about down there in the Caribbean is the growth of the game is really centered on the women a lot. There's a lot more women playing in the islands down there, a lot more good competition, and there were just some tremendous players throughout those teams.
All right, looks like Kristen's getting ready to go. Kristen Ciano with fly half for this New York 15s team. Sends the restart deep and long. Keeps it in bounds. These beautiful pitches. These are full-size regulation pitches, probably the best pitches that they played on all summer.
Newport might have something to say about that.
Yeah, Newport's good, but Newport's not back-to-back.
They're both
like
great
this.
facilities. Yeah, they're both fantastic facilities.
You can't beat the scenery at Newport. That's for million-dollar views everywhere you look at Newport.
Nice little offload there. This will be the second try here if she makes it in, but big hit coming in. Roots just a powerful team here. More speed there. There you see Solomon puts it out wide to Ciano. Ciano spots it. Is she going to get through? She is, no problem. And underneath the sticks we go. Try New York.
All right, we see that. And then Kristen Ciano, she's just abusing her teammate Gio Cruz there. Cutting her back to the inside, getting it back up the other direction. A little bit of dancing. And we'll see his replay here. See it out. Now, New York going all the way, using the width of the field, then bringing it back, creating that space. Good offload. Ooh. Big hit coming in,
Beauty.
But New York, great job standing, getting back to the feet, keeping that ball alive. And then New York just able to find the space in this disorganized defense. You know, defense sliding a little bit too hard. There's no help on that cutback inside. You see the two just a little bit slow to get there, and the weather definitely taking its toll right now.
And that definitely takes it up for New York, who is up 14-7 now over Roots. We are just a minute and a half into this second half. And there we go. That's Tiff Faye.
So Tiff coaching at Rooney, first female coach in Major League Rugby this year.
Had a good season making the semifinals, Rooney. She had a lot to do with that, of course.
Yeah, James Kennedy got to be happy with his squad. You know, first year in the league. Both them and Toronto expansion teams coming in, taking the two spots with San Diego and Seattle, which, oh my God, that final was absolutely, you couldn't ask for a better final.
Yeah, that was a great game, certainly. And I mean,
unless you're a San Diego fan at home. It's like, whoops.
I would say James Kennedy and the boys are pretty happy. They had every intention of winning the league this year in their first year, so they're shooting for the stars there. Really good things going on in New York. As we have a little injury here.
I tell you, so talking a little bit about Major League Rugby, right? You know, teams coming out next year, we did a lot of work with DC and with the Free Jacks, right? Two teams that look to come out strong, especially the Free Jacks could come out really strong. DC still trying to put it together, grabbing some players. I'm sure we're going to see a much different roster than what we saw. But we're watching women's rugby, and we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about in 2 weeks' time where a couple of these ladies are going to be competing in the WPL All-Star Game, representing New York Rugby Club out there, playing for the East team. 2 games. That's going to be a pretty good competition.
Yeah,
Excited
that'll be some great rugby. As I've gotten to do the last couple of NYRA, the varsity women's finals, one with Next Level Rugby, one with somebody who shall remain unnamed. And there's just
one you had to pay for, one you didn't. Is that what?
No, you don't pay for the other one. The quality of play is just getting better. The fitness is just getting better. I mean, it's just maturing as a product of women's rugby, and you can see it in these players here. The players are coming out with some really good grounding. The talent is abounds. So that WPL All-Star Game should be a fantastic matchup.
Yeah, going to be a great one. We see time winding down here. I'm going to take off in about a minute here, go get the microphone, and we'll talk to whoever wins here. I mean, this game's still up in the air right now. You got Roots knocking on the door right now, looking for a ball. New York trying to figure it out. You got Andrea Villanova. She is in right now, wearing the 8. Everybody
scratching my head, man.
I know, right? Catch us right there.
Gotta give us some warning.
I bet Kareem's doing that on purpose. I blame the guys in the truck. Kareem, Nick, and Edgar.
Yeah.
At
least I have my finger
he says
up
the
my
camera's
nose
coming in now. I thought you just wanted two mildly attractive-looking gentlemen that are sweating profusely.
Well, not too bad. I got this fan on me. It's all right. Here we go. We're back to action here. Roots are going to be scrumming this one down.
All right, John, I'm going to take off. I'm going to go put on the stick
friend.
mic, and we're going to get an interview after this game with one of these winning team players.
I'll be somewhere right around here. As we see Roots, this is their opportunity, very important. Ball, good pressure, comes scoring on the back, but a little too good a pressure as it was a penalty, and New York is going to be on their heels at their 10-meter line. Going to have to shut down this Roots team. Tifai, ball in hand right now. And the power game is coming, a little offload there. Into the tackle they go, turned over by New York. They got to kill some clock here, this New York team. Good work of the contact, but knock on inside of there by the Roots. It's going to be New York ball. New York needs to put this down on the other end of the field, really. Just play the rest of this in their end to close it out. Coaches will always be nervous if you're late in the game and you're stuck in your own half. Very challenging. Anything can happen in a sevens game, certainly. Going to set it down again. New York won't be too unhappy with that outcome. They would love to just ride out the game here, I'm sure. Ball up there and off they go. We've got a 1-on-2 here. Player dragged down just about 45 meters out. And New York, can they reset? Do they have the numbers out here? They're going to keep this one a little bit tighter. And a nice little offload there and a potential second try coming for New York's number 6. We have an oncoming defender here is going to say differently. What speed there from that Roots team. And the ball thrown forward there eventually. One defender on 2 players there. Just does an incredible job. What worked there by Roots to shut that down. Looked like a sure try for all money. And that is some pure speed. That is something you cannot coach. We'll take a look at it here. We get a big break through the middle. Very, very strong runner. Off she goes. Across the 22, you're going to see just the speed come in here. Completely out of frame for me. Just didn't quite see it. See the push off there again. And here comes the speedster. Look at this. Just hunts her down, finds her, takes her down. Going to be, after that, a little throw forward. We have a little minor injury here for New York. Going to bring a player back in. We're going to have a scrum here for Roots at their own 5-meter line. They could potentially tie this up, but they have 95 meters to go. This is a little bit of a tough one for them. Lots of good action here. Scrum for Roots at their own 5-meter line. And a little foot got involved there. We'll see the referee comes back with. We have a penalty against New York I know who I would be trying to get the ball to is the player who made that huge hunting tackle there earlier. Nikki Richardson moves it out, and there she is. Does she have the speed? Ball, just knocked forward there. Tough on this Roots team. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, but it just didn't quite happen here. Strong defense from New York. They do a great job of just letting players work in front of them and not reacting to it in the wrong way, and just making things happen properly. Time winding down here. We must be in the last minute of action in this second half. New York moves the ball across. Ball's in the center of the field. Players trying to draw a couple players in. They move it to the wing. Is she going to be able to score the try in the corner? She's got more than that. She turns it inside. Try coming for New York, and that one will absolutely seal this game as they go to 19-7. See Robles there in the game now. Just move the ball across, and a player just drew two defenders' eyes there and opened it up on the outside. A little bit of miscommunication on the defense there for this Roots team. As one would guess, this is going to be our final kick of the game. And it's good, and that is the end of our game. 21-7. New York Rugby Club takes over a really spirited Roots team. They look great there. You can see New York, this team is just always having fun. And they've pulled another one out here. Good work by them. Action continues here at the NRU 7 series. Lots more action coming up for you as we work our way through the day. I'll be here all day with you. And we're going to step away for a commercial. Ryan's going to have an interview right after this.
I'm working at the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo, and this area called Ginza, so which is center of Tokyo.
Hey, we are back right now. We got live action going on. We got Beantown versus Boston, but that game that just went on was New York versus Roots Rugby, and I'm here with Mrs. Granby right here. T. Granby, one of the architects, if not like the mobilizing force behind this Roots Rugby. And tell me a little bit about Roots Rugby and just who you are, T.
Well, Roots Rugby stands for Rugby Offering Opportunities to Succeed. And so what that means is that we just like to give opportunities, especially to the African diaspora, to come out and play high-level rugby. We've been on several tours. Our next big tour is League Nines in London. That's where you'll find Roots women and men. And this being our first summer, competing for nationals and qualifying has been amazing. It's been nothing but uphill for us from the beginning. Struggled a little bit with numbers, but that's what always happens with new up-and-coming programs. It's always a growth battle, like, you know, just growing on the field with each other and off the field and trying to just find that bond.
All right, hey, we're going to send it back to live action right now. This is Tiana Granby, Roots Rugby, offering opportunities.
We're back here with live action. Boston has just scored a try against Beantown in the women's action here. Two crosstown rivals heating it up here at the Saratoga Springs 2019 Sevens. Missed that kick, so it's 5-0 Boston to kick off here. And nice high kick there. Makes it 10 meters, bounces, comes down into the hands of a Boston. Ooh, didn't quite go 10 there. I was looking at the wrong line, I think. No, we're good. Sorry. It's coming back to Boston. And they move the ball to the middle of the field. Little wraparound. Ball spilled forward out of that contact. However, we're going to come here for a scrum to Beantown, just inside their own half. On the adjacent field is Old Blue 2 versus Mystic 2. But we're here for this women's action as Beantown. You see them in the blue and red there, running from left to right on your screen. With Boston in white. Ball moved back there. Beantown on the move. Move it out to the wing. Do they have the speed to come around? A little offload. Into contact they go. Player diving over there pretty clear by Boston. We're going to come back for the penalty. Beantown slows it down. Now they move it across the field. Not too much go forward there. They're going to have to set this one in the middle of the field. Look at options either way. Through the middle they go. A little high pass there. Winds up coming down. Beantown still good. As now they have a little room out on this side. Straight up defense. Completely covered, however. We're going to come back for a penalty against Beantown this time. Player just flying over that ball. And a knock-on, unlucky there, but I don't believe they were 10, so we're going to come back for another penalty for Boston here. Let's see where they decide to go with this. Got some players, got a dummy runner coming in. They had a wide runner. They could have put that pass over there, but didn't quite go to hand, and now a knock-on by the wing. We are going to come back. Miscues from this Boston team. See the heat playing a factor with these teams, certainly. Beantown put this one in at the 40-meter line of Boston. Little setup move here in the middle. Let's see if these players wrap around and off they come. Will a space open up? A little tight rugby from Beantown at the moment. Some pick and goes here. Not really using the width of the field as they might want to, but now ball's out there. Another tackle. Good work there. Player coming in. Ball held in pretty clear. Nice contact area work there by Boston, and they take it quickly and they go. Out to the 40 they go. Is that space going to open up? That space has opened up. There's a cover defender coming across. She's going to have to score in the corner. And Tiana Nash touches one down in the corner for Boston. Boston takes a 10-0 lead here. Tough kick angle to come, but great work there, Boston, as they are jumping out ahead here. You're just going to see that open up. And she pressed to the corner, so that makes a big difference for the kick coming up. But good work by Boston, just outpacing their rivals. And a kick no good. We're at 10-0 here.
So we're back in action. Getting ready to go. Tiana Nash taking that ball back up for the restart. D, a flight performance fitness coach. Flight performance, Jared Collinson, Mystic River guy, doing a lot of work with the Free Jacks. Literally, the Free Jacks headquarters is in his gym now.
Well, that's a good place to be.
Yeah, pretty good place to be. But D works there. If you notice, Christy Kirsch, a new player to the 7th Circuit, found in the Northeast.
Yep.
Out of Boston, soccer player, absolute beast. Now scoring tries for our women's team.
She's just tremendous. She's excellent.
I saw her working out. Like, I went to Flight Fitness and caught her working out, and I'm like, who is this? Like, I had no clue who she was. Just total workhorse, just going ham in the gym. And then now we see she's just tearing it up for our national team with Lona Mar up there.
Oh, yeah. A couple of Northeast coaches, just pointed her out to me and said, this is somebody to watch. And sure enough, now we're watching her on TV. Is she in the Pan Am squad next week?
I don't know. I haven't got a chance to look through that yet.
The opportunity to call some of her games next week. We'll see. Haven't gotten the final schedule yet. Can't quite remember who the whole squad was.
So, John, plug
Good
that.
for
What
you.
are you doing? I know we may have talked about it before, but maybe nobody watching this understands. You
So
heading out?
next weekend is going to be the Pan Am Games down in Peru. Rugby 7's a part of that. We have U.S. and Canadian men and women, the Argentinian men. A couple players here today are going to be playing down there. Mystic River's Mikkel Facey is going to be playing, and Jen Solomon, he plays for Jamaica. Jen Solomon with New York is going to be playing for Mexico. This game's going to be on Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week in the Pan Am Games as Beantown touches down to try to bring it in. But it's going to be great action all weekend for the Pan American Games. All the teams. They always do it a year before the Olympics, so it's not a qualifier in any way. It's a completely separate event, but it's going to be fun nonetheless.
I see a good job of Beantown just taking the ball quick, going, catching him off pace, scoring the try, taking it straight up the middle, defense retreating, trying to get back 10, and she just beat the defense back 10 and beat them all the way to the try line.
Just
as well,
saw
too.
that, and she went. You can see the big smile there. Perfectly happy to just see that gap and take it. Well done.
So Beantown coming in Boston. These are two big rivals coming out of Boston, the mecca of rugby for, well, the north of New York, right? Like,
yes.
we'll call it that. Like, but realistically, like northeast all the way down to New York. I mean, we'll claim it all.
Yeah.
Right? Like northeast, we'll claim everything down, maybe except to Jersey. Right? We'll get some of the Jersey teams, maybe.
And a special hello. We were talking about the Free Jacks just a minute ago. The Free Jacks head coach, Josh Smith, sitting by the pool watching us right now.
Oh, is that what I got?
Yeah.
I got hands and up. He's happy to be watching that right now. Josh not here.
Well, you'd have to read the rest of our text to understand why you got that one.
Yeah. Okay.
What's up,
I'll
Smitty?
look at that. I just saw what was up on top. But last time we were up here, it was a good time with them. ODA. We were all up here for the ODA Combine, and that was, oh man, how was that? 3 years ago now?
Yeah. God, time flies, doesn't it?
3 years ago, like and now here we are. Broadcasting the Saratoga Sevens, and I think we can all attribute this, John, straight to you, because you were the one who put me in touch with Eric Huss, got us. I think, John was the first official person to pay Next Level Rugby for a gig.
Yep.
Yeah, and out of his own pocket too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's got that hooked us up here in Saratoga, and now we are back in 2019 streaming it, and
Next Level Rugby.
and so this is the last stop. It's hot. So a couple teams backed out of this. Nyack not coming in. That's something that's been a problem, and I'm going to hammer teams on this season because as a player going back and playing, we played Springfield. 2 teams didn't show up. Mystic River didn't send one of their sides. Like Boston Irish Wolfhounds, 2 sides didn't come. So we're sitting there for our first game, getting ready to play, and there's nobody to play, on both fields.
Yeah, you commit to these things. You got to come.
Yeah, you got to come. It's you're a rugby player, right? If you say you're going to play rugby, it doesn't matter if it's hot. Come out and play some rugby.
Second half getting underway here. 10-7 Boston. Beantown right at the end of that half closes it down. We're at a 3-point game in Boston to kick off here in White.
So ball started. Deanna starts. A great take by Paige Stathopoulos. She's taking it. Nice offload going back into her support runner, running up the middle, cuts it back into the right, skips another defender that would be.
Done.
Arm tackle's not getting it done and is going to score the 13. And that's Boston. That is the way that you're going to open up the half straight from the restart. Take the ball and go.
I can promise you that there's a Boston coach saying, wow, they listened to me. Whatever that halftime talk was, this is what this coach wants. They scored at the end of that half. We have to be the first one to score at the beginning of this half. Let's make something happen off this kickoff. And that team certainly responds. Nice little tackle break there. Just watch here. Just slides between 2. Nice strong run. And off she goes into the try zone. And Boston extends their lead.
So Boston now, ball kicking around. That's a good lead for them, this Beantown team. Last weekend at Worcester, when we were there playing, they were up there. All of their teams took home all of the trophies in the women's division. They had like 3 or 4 teams going in there. They take a team photo. They come back with the cup. They send somebody else. They come with 2, a cup, a plate, and a bowl. So clean sweep for this Beantown team last week, but it looks like Boston's looking to exact a little bit of revenge.
Ahead by more than a converted try right now. Good place to be for Boston as Beantown, the try scorer there, puts that one away.
It's now straight up the middle, working those offloads through contact. It's these shirt tackles that people are making, the grabbing on, trying to hold, that are allowing the ball carrier to get their arms free, keep running, and then finish the offload to the support runners coming through. But again, a lot of work up the middle, making it hard for herself. A little bit slow getting up the 7. She was a try scorer. Scored the first try for this Beantown team on a breakaway.
That was tad curious about that one there. Beantown of the ball and now has the scrum. A little surprised here. Because they're going to put it in from the tight head side. Seen that more and more in sevens these days.
I like that. I mean, because that way you just the natural momentum of the ball and you can play. It's an easier pass as the 9 coming out. You can extend your fly half out. They don't have to stand directly behind, and you can get a little bit more width.
Yeah, you're just going to make sure the opposing hooker isn't, if they've got a good foot there.
Well, as long as your tight head gets in and steps over, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, nice.
Nice handoff.
Oh, good job. She's been doing that forever. Her name slips my memory, but we've been watching her crush women all over the place.
I have a list here. Knock on there, however, after all that good work, we're going to see. We're going to have a scrum here for Boston.
Stiff arm coming right now. We see the big hit coming out.